going live, coming at you with some announcements, some travel plan updates, and a number of other subjects. So I'll wait for you guys to file in. Got some mate, some yerba mate here, just waking up from my nap, and decided to come up here and get the last few rays of sunshine. Happy Thursday evening to everybody. Delicious. Gotta love the yerba mate. So good. So good. Figured I would do a Q&A. I'm trying to do this once a week, answer as many questions as I can. Also, guys, I wanted to update you. I mentioned in the last live stream that I would be doing a Financial Independence Retire Early series, and I am absolutely keeping my promise, of course. We got Chandra Flowers in the house filing in. We got Bill, the traveling man, #1 in the chat. What's up? Rope, he says. We got Kira Crook says, love you, Ropey, love you too. We got Chattahoochee in the house, Tracy. So already a great group, 43 of us in the chat, just like that. Guys, remember to double tap your screen to like this, so we can get it to as many people as possible. We got Tracy Waddell. Wow, the whole gang already showing up. Wow, I am feeling the love, guys. Incredible. So guys, I actually have a really exciting series. I'm hitting you with videos Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tomorrow will be kind of the flagship video of the series. It's just titled How I Retired at 34, and I actually kept it under 12 minutes, so it's just jam-packed with very usable, worthwhile information for you all. Squawk Attack in the house. Yeah, it's beautiful. The weather's been great today. It was actually kind of hard to take a nap because I kept kind of looking outside from my couch, and I was like, dang it, man, I want to go do stuff, but got to take care of the bod, especially after a surgery. It's been 3 weeks exactly since the surgery, so I'm doing pretty well. We got D Morningstar from Roatan. Thanks again to D Morningstar for sharing about Roatan. That kind of segues into my travel plans. And Roatan is definitely on my list now because of her. So we got Maele in the house, French transplant, living in California, hoping to move to Playa soon. Awesome. So this series coming up is really exciting. So Friday, tomorrow, we've got the How I Retired at 34 video. That's 3 years ago, so I'm kind of celebrating right now. But then Saturday, there's my actual monthly cost of living budget video for 2026. I haven't done one of those this year, and it's a really interesting one because I actually have 2 different budgets, spoiler alert, and I can kind of pull that lever and I can live on this budget or I can live on this budget any given month. So I'm going to explain exactly how I do that in Saturday's video. And then Sunday's video, I'm going to show a neighborhood that I have never shown here in Playa del Carmen. I think personally it could be the next digital nomad hotspot. And so I wanted to show some highlights from that neighborhood, what rents would cost, my favorite restaurants, cafes in that neighborhood, a few unique things, where the beach access would be for you, but it's still very, very affordable. We all know Playa's gotten a little bit expensive, no doubt, but depends on which neighborhood you're living in. So look out for that video on Sunday. Tuvu, my dude in the house. What's up, my brother? Hey, thank you, my friend. Kicking it down with some love right off the bat with a super chat. Thank you so much, Tuvu. Good to see you. Are you currently in Playa right now? I believe you have been. I'm not sure if you left or if you're still here. Let me know. We'll link up, drink some mates, hit the beach. Also, guys, speaking of announcements, please let me know what you think about the next subscriber meetup being in Cozumel. I think that's something that if you're in Playa, if you're in Cozumel, if you're in Isla, if you're in Cancun, Puerto Morelos, Cozumel is a happy medium. So we could do the meetup. I'm just spitballing the idea, but I do think I want to do a subscriber meetup at Hemingway in Cozumel. So just type Cozumel if you guys are cool with that. If not, hit me with your other suggestions. We also have one for Isla Mujeres in the works. That was postponed because of my Morocco trip. So we got Peterman from North Carolina in the house, Toronto checking in with Bip and Brock. Man, always good to see everybody here. We already have 94 folks in the chat. Very cool. Awesome, awesome. So the travel plans, guys. What's up, Dan, as well? How you doing, brother? Travel plans, I've been talking about Southeast Asia. A lot of you said, yeah, you would watch, videos from Thailand, Indonesia. It's still on the list, but I think this year something's telling me to do a deeper exploration, deeper dive into Mexico and stay in Mexico. And then Latin America, I might do Honduras, I might do some Caribbean islands. So let me know what you all think about that. I want to hit Chiapas. I want to go to different parts of Oaxaca like Huatulco. I want to hit Chihuahua, but I also want to hit some other up and coming potential expat destinations especially for budget travelers. So please guys, let me know. I really do think that continuing to explore this beautiful country is a wise move. It's just something I've been meditating on for a while. I will be going to Asia for sure. But I had one comment from someone who was like, man, there's already so many YouTubers in Thailand. Please don't go to Thailand. Please stay in Mexico. And so we already have some feedback here. It says, love the deeper dive into Mexico. Yes, I actually am going to Bacalar. That's funny you mentioned that, Arla Davies. I've got a Bacalar trip now that I can soon get back in the water after this sinus surgery. You can hear I'm still a little bit snotty and stuffed up, which is kind of gross, guys. But yes, I'm going to Bacalar at the end of this month, and I'm staying at a very cool place, which I couldn't believe the deal I got on this. I tend to not take stay for promotion type deals because then I can't give unbiased opinions. So I paid for my accommodations, but I got a sweet deal on it. I'm going to share with you where that place is, how much I paid, how I got the deal in Bacalar, and then also just have some fun there. Cozumel meetup next week might be a little soon, Jill, but let me see what I can do. Usually I like to announce them a little bit further ahead of time. Ruben Aguilar says, you look very handsome. Thank you, Ruben. I appreciate you, brother. I felt like putting on some nice dapper threads today. I've been putting on weight, and this shirt I noticed was getting a little baggy on me, and now I'm filling it out again. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna throw this shirt on. I actually lent this to my brother when he was down here, and he's jacked, and he filled it out. And I was like, man, I gotta get back on the weights, and I've been doing just that. I am 92 kilos right now, and I am feeling much better. Thank you, Marcella. Good to see you. Marcella Beach in the house, sweetheart. How you doing? I'm feeling fantastic. I'm not waking up every 5 minutes anymore like, I'm actually breathing when I sleep, which is a nice change. Yeah, Bacalar, guys. Lisa, thank you for bringing that up. Lisa Canada says, we got a wild sunburn at Bacalar a week ago. And yes, you can't wear sunscreen in the lagoon. It's a protected site, and it's fresh water, and you could actually do a lot of damage to the ecosystem there with sunscreen. So the pro tip is you have to wear like a rash guard, like a UV protected rash guard, a boonie hat, and even maybe a neck gaiter that you can pull up to protect your cheeks, because you can get absolutely toasted. So a hat down to here, a gaiter that you can pull up to here. You can get absolutely cooked out there. So we got leaning into, says Huatulco big time, Oaxaca City. Big love to you. I had the same nose surgery. Keep loving yourself. It gets better. Thank you, sweetheart. I really appreciate you. And I appreciate the tips on where to go. Oaxaca City, I haven't spent enough time there. The coastal Oaxaca, I've really only done Puerto Escondido, and I want to keep on going with Oaxaca. So Ruby, what's up? I'm chilling on my roof drinking mate right now. That's what I'm doing, and I'm talking with you guys. What's up, Ann Sokolovich in the house? We also love Bacalar on our list. Yeah, so I'll have some videos from Bacalar coming. For those of you just showing up, I've got a series this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that are going to be jam-packed full of info. I love the video Saturday. It's a cost of living, monthly actual cost of living videos sandwiched in between two other videos that are all kind of related. So anyway, look out for those videos tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. We got hello from Newfoundland, currently 0 degrees Celsius. Ouch, Sandra, please stay warm. Drink yourself a warm beverage. Open a bar named the Snotty Taco. I love it, Steven. This is why I do these live streams. That is money right there, the Snotty Taco. Yeah, that could work, you know, that could work. All right, guys, let's see what else we got. So anyway, guys, I wanted to drop that to you. Tiz, what's happening? Nice to meet you as well. Wow, 104 kilos, Dano. Nice. So you're going down. I've been going up. I was 81 kilos when I got back from Morocco, and now I'm 92. Feels good to be strong, bigger and stronger. Well, okay, so Michael says, you may have explained it before, but what's the cup you carry around? This is a traditional mate from Paraná, Argentina, actually. And the straw is called a bombilla, but of course a lot of them would pronounce it bombilla with the double L. And what you do, this is just hot water, and this has herb. It's an evergreen shrub that contains caffeine, theobromine, and a few other plant compounds that are really good for balancing blood sugar. And you add the hot water to it, as I just did, and drink it down, and you get gently caffeinated instead of getting thoroughly Java wasted like I sometimes also do. Hopefully that explains it for you guys. I'll have to do some full videos on what this cup is, and I think the thumbnail could just be like something like that. Guys, I've been meeting a ton of subscribers, just pure good vibes. Timmy, what's up, Timmy? Good to see you, my friend. Been a while since we've seen you. Thanks for your kindness, as always. We got Lemieux right here, says, I appreciate your frugal advice. Thank you, my friend. I think you'll really like Sunday's video then. But so good to see you, Timmy. He always says for tacos, kicking down $5, which honestly, that'll get me at some of these restaurants. In the video on Sunday, I had a breakfast that was absolutely fantastic for 135 pesos. So the power of $5 cannot be overstated here in Playa del Carmen when it comes to food, if you know where to go. So thank you, Timmy. Good to see you, my friend. And Lemieux as well. Thank you for your kindness and generosity. I was gonna say, I think you'll really like Sunday's video. It's a neighborhood I haven't shown before. I actually walked into a place that had a for rent sign, and the neighbors and people were there, and they wanted 3,500 pesos a month for the place. So let that set the stage. Now, it was not a fancy place. It was very bare bones. But imagine moving down here, or retiring early, or moving down here on Social Security or something, and paying under $200 US a month for rent in Playa del Carmen. The fact that that can still be done is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm happy to explain the mate situation. This is a very pretty handmade leather mate right here. Squack Attack says, what's the word with Mexico's all digital currency? I honestly don't know what to make of that myself. A friend of mine sent me that. And I almost wondered if it was maybe AI and fake news, but I really don't know. The story is that the gas stations have been ripping people off by basically pumping less gas than what the actual meter shows. And then somehow, to avoid that, the country's going to go all digital currency. I call BS. I highly doubt that's going to happen. I mean, that would it would essentially force people to have digital wallets and own cryptocurrency, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. I talk more about that in my video tomorrow, how I retired, and spoiler alert, it wasn't with cryptocurrency. So we'll see what happens there. Ruben Aguilar says, how old are you? I'll be 38 in June, guys. And so I retired at 34 3 years ago, and I am a June baby. I am a Gemini. There you go. Now you guys know a little more about me. Mela says, hi from Australia. What's up? Always good to have Australia in the house. Never bad vibes from the Australian folks. You guys are some of the funnest travel companions that I've ever met in my life. Facts on facts. Seems like y'all never worried about anything. So Patrick Andrews, hi from New Jersey. What's up, my friend? Faye says, hey from Canada. Man, what a cool group. When are you going to bust out those Speedos again, says Jonah. Yeah, it's true. I haven't really hit you guys with the Speedo in quite a while. I'm trying to think of the last video where I actually did a Speedo appearance. Maybe in Bacalar. I mean, the Speedo is just very practical, and where we're staying is right on the lagoon. So it's like, why not just wake up, put on the Speedo, and do a Chapuzon right off the dock? I know though, it's kind of like, I think 90% of you guys kind of hate the Speedo, and then Stacy Noble, I'm talking to you, like 10% of you love the Speedo. So it's kind of a tough one. I don't want to, you know, alienate the whole group. This is a family show. So Tracy Waddell says, can't wait to go to Bendita Costilla in May because of your video. Yeah, it's a fantastic spot. Love the entraña, the skirt steak over there. Fantastic, Tracy. You're going to enjoy it. Go on a weekend. Pro tip, that's when they have all the meat kind of drying and curing over the fire. It's even more of a vibe on the weekends. Squack Attack says, nice, can't wait for that vid. Yeah, coming at you guys. Marcella Beach says super young, and then has the little sprout there. Yeah, I feel young finally after having had this surgery. I was feeling pretty crummy there actually for the better part of a year. A lot of you mentioned, hey, it looks like you've lost some weight. And that was not by choice. I just had no appetite because I had that sinus issue. I wasn't sleeping well. And then I was having all the nastiness kind of draining down my throat at night. Buddy says, have you been to Southeast Asia? If so, do you prefer Mexico? Guys, I actually haven't really done Southeast Asia. So that's the thing. I was going to hit Southeast Asia, but I think the big announcement and the travel plans are that I'm probably going to stay in Mexico for now. I love it. Buddy, I know, so I have a friend of mine in Thailand and the Philippines right now, William Towdy, and most of you know William, and we've been in touch a little bit. He loves Thailand because it's more affordable, but he also admits that there are things he misses about Mexico. And I think Thailand would be a final contender because Thai food is delicious and healthy, but Mexican food is something that I instantly start missing when I leave Mexico. And it's within 2 or 3 weeks, like when I went to Morocco, I was legitimately suffering and was Googling if there was any taco de birria spots in Morocco, and no, guys, there are not that I know of. So Jeff and Nancy from Canada in the house. Yeah, been a while since Speedo Rope showed up. That's true, Squack. Look forward to tomorrow's video. Think we would all want to retire at that age. Yeah, and really there's no trickery about it, guys. I break down the entire roadmap of how I did it, and there's some really usable, practical information in the video tomorrow. I'm dropping it at 11 a.m. Eastern time. I believe 10 a.m. here in Playa is when that video is going to drop. And I kept it all under 12 minutes. So I really tried to get right to it. And the idea was that anything you want me to dig deeper on, you guys can let me know in the comments. You can also share your wisdom and your knowledge. How did you do it if you're already retired? So it should be a really fun series going forward that we can build on and create a playlist that can help everybody reach the promised land. And the thing is, a lot of people talking about the early retirement theme, they're trying to sell a course, or they withhold information of how they did it to try to keep you to, get you to keep watching, or they have sponsors on the video and ads. And I'm not doing any of that. I'm not trying to sell a course. I'm literally just breaking down how I did it. And so I think you guys will enjoy that one, find a lot of value. I'm in Mexico. Bulldog says, what country are you in? I'm in the Yucatan, in Quintana Roo, Mexico right now, the Riviera Maya. Jeffem says, I love sporting the Speedo, get a lot of flack from the friends. Yeah, it really takes a special kind of dude to just put on a Speedo and just walk out and act normal. One day I showed up at volleyball with it and just completely acted like I was still wearing board shorts, and like a couple of my buddies were like, dude, don't stand so close to me if you're wearing that. And I'm like, all right, but do you still want to be on my team? It's too fun. If you know, you know. And Jeffem seems to get it. Ann Sokolovic says, are you going to do another vid on investing? Yeah, I'll hit you guys going forward. I'll hit you guys with some of my actual picks. So I talk a little bit about that in tomorrow's video. But yeah, I'll dig deeper into that going forward as well. It seemed like only a select, maybe 2,000 or 3,000 of you were really into the investing videos. And some people just simply want beach videos. So it's kind of hard to navigate it, but I gotta do it. I gotta hit you with those videos for sure. And guys, remember to just put that fire emoji in the chat to reinforce the financial independence, retire early type videos, and I'll keep them coming. I always like to check in with you in these live streams to figure out what you guys want to see and what interests you. Mike Helms in the house. What's up, brother? I'm doing well, my friend. Good to see you here. Always good vibes from Mike and his family. Fun fact, his young son reached out to me, almost 2 years ago, and wanted to surprise his parents. And so I ended up showing up at Cacao and met the whole family. And then when I was flying back from Morocco, no clue how this happened, but the universe works in mysterious ways. I was on a flight from Houston to Cancun, and I ended up sitting next to I believe it's Mike's mother, so William's grandmother, William being the son of Mike. And so really cool story there. She's like talking about her family meeting some YouTuber, and I was like, huh, and she's like, oh, but I'm sure it wasn't you, because I mentioned I was a YouTuber. And then I was like, we started talking, and she said they were from North Carolina into basketball. I was like, oh, was it the Helms family? And she's like, so crazy small world, fun story there. Pamela in the house says, Ropey, so happy you were thriving now. Thank you, Pamela. You are a sweetheart. Thank you guys who kind of stuck around and gave me the benefit of the doubt when I was not doing so well during the sinus issues. It really dragged on for about a year, and I really didn't get any relief from having the wisdom tooth yanked out. So thank you, Pamela. Appreciate you. Tuvu says, stay in Mexico. Yeah, I think some of you guys would be kind of heartbroken if I just up and left and went to Asia long term. If I did go to Southeast Asia, though, to be completely honest, I don't think it would ever feel the same as my home and community here. So I think it would be like a 2 or 3 month trip to go create content for those of you wanting those comparisons between, say, Mexico and the Philippines, Mexico and Thailand, Vietnam and Mexico. Could it really feel the same as Mexico, or are there pros to Vietnam versus Mexico? That's more of what it would be. I don't think I would ever full-time relocate there. I also like to still be close enough to my dad to fly home at the drop of a hat. Hey, Dad, shout out to my pops. And so it's kind of nice being on a close time zone to my accountant, my tax lady, my family and friends. I got family who live in Boston and the Carolinas, and so it's kind of cool to be able to communicate with them at reasonable hours. So I do love Mexico for that as well. Playa is the spot, but I'm ready for Thailand. Okay, says OG Strong. So yeah, it's still on the table, guys. If I ever get bored, the way I manage that is not by partying, going out and getting too crazy. It's usually by taking trips. And so generally I can kind of stay entertained with shorter trips, but if I really want to kind of break the monotony, maybe I'll just pop a sleeping pill, get on a flight to Asia. We'll see what happens. Just wake up in Asia one day. That could be fun. Mexico Travel Diaries says, hey, Ropey, just arrived in Playa. Awesome, my friend. Glad to have you here. Tracy says, I would like to follow William. What is his channel? It's William Taudian. If you type in the search William and then T, you should find him. He's a very blonde guy from Sweden. He's pretty hard to miss. I actually finally met him here. He was someone me and my dad used to watch on YouTube. I went back and spent some time with my dad during and post-pandemic, and we used to watch YouTube. We would watch Jumping Places and William Taudian mostly. And so when I actually met William, that was pretty wild. And then me and William were in a video together working out at the Deportivo. And I also had him at the old Casa de las Frutas on camera here. That was kind of a fun moment. I'm sure when my dad saw that video, he's like, wait, that's you working out with William. So yeah, William channel. William's good, nothing but good vibes. Really good dude and a really smart guy. Pippin Brock says, any plans to hit Mexico City again soon? Your recommendations were great. Thank you for sharing that. I love Mexico City, but I've done it. I did it in 2024. I did Mexico City in 2025. And man, got into some trouble there in Tepito and had to pay out a decent little chunk to the authorities. So I don't think I'm going to go back anytime real soon. Not really so much because of what happened in Tepito. If you guys haven't seen that, go back to December's videos and you'll find a thumbnail photo of me on a motorcycle with a helmet on, and you can see exactly kind of what went down. But you know, I don't I don't think I'll be back in Mexico City this year, but you never know. It just kind of happens sometimes. So we'll see. I do love the food over there so much, and the people are so kind. OG Strong, do you think the sargassum is going to be bad this summer? It's anyone's guess. Part of it depends on whether or not we have tropical cyclones or hurricanes. Those heavy storms blow that stuff away. And so I should be here at least 2 or 3 weeks out of each month to kind of keep you guys posted. But I think I'm gonna go on some trips to Chiapas and Oaxaca and maybe hit a couple of Caribbean countries, and Honduras perhaps could be on the docket. So I'll keep you guys posted as always as best I can. I just don't want this to become just a sargasm channel. There's a lot more to life. But I know it's important to so many of you to get a real-time look, POV, so it's always a pleasure to keep you posted. Patrick Andrews says, I've been home for 2 weeks now and missing the food more than anything. That's the way it goes, for sure. And Mexican food is just not the same back in Canada or the US or Northern Europe for that matter. Tracy says, I've been following your brother, enjoy his videos as well. Yeah, he rebranded his channel. I think it's called Figuring It Out now. And yeah, he's got a pretty cool channel, just getting started. So if you guys want to check him out, Figuring It Out, he should pop up. And we actually did a fun video together in Cozumel not too long ago. He came and visited, which was fun. He finally got laid off, and that was his chance to come down. RV Arvander Hook says, if you could only eat one restaurant in Playa for the rest of your life, what would it be? Wow, fantastic question. Now, El Fogon is great. I love El Fogon. It's a crowd pleaser, but I might have to say El Cielito Lindo because it's just the quality of the birria. And I could eat tacos de birria and consomme every single day. In fact, I do sometimes for weeks straight. So that's actually, I could answer that pretty quick there. I would say El Cielito Lindo on CTM. Plus they just treat me so well. They're really sweet in there. Get lots of hugs and smiles. I got a question here. Can you explain how to make that drink, please? Yeah, it's sort of, there's some subtleties to it, but you put the herb in here before the bombilla, or the bombilla, the straw. Then you put the straw in and kind of press it down to the bottom. And then you actually pour some lukewarm water on the herb so that it doesn't get burnt when you pour the hot water on there. Then you take the first sip to suck out the cold water and you spit that out. And then you're ready to simply take your hot water, pour it in there, little bits at a time, and you want to pour it near the straw. And then and then you got yourself a nice beverage right there. Nom nom nom. Rob says, is William coming back to PDC? Almost zero doubt about that, Rob. We've spoken, and he actually, I do believe he obtained the 5-year, I believe it's the DVT visa for Thailand. So he now can stay in Thailand for 5 years on that visa, which costs, I think, about $400 US. Pretty sweet deal. But I think part of him really will miss Mexico sooner rather than later. I know he really likes Mexico. He was just kind of fed up with the prices on rents, especially. And being that he's from Sweden, it's not too difficult for him to kind of go there and back from Thailand to home. So Thailand makes decent sense to him. But I think what's going to happen for him to come back longer term is for the rent prices to kind of correct a little bit, which I could see happening. And it's already happened in Tulum. Tulum's kind of a ghost town. It's very cheap. I may go down and do a video on that in Tulum here pretty soon. Pamela says, yes, retire early, but always have a positive purpose or else you'll get in trouble. Facts on facts. I could do entire videos about that. That's a lot of the reason I have this channel. When I first retired, I went to Ecuador for about 7 months. And in that chapter, I was fine just hiking, climbing, exploring. I met Anna, beautiful Cuban, talented singer we ended up dating. And I was fairly content. But then after 6 or 7 months, actually, I was more than fairly content. I was stoked on life. But after 6 or 7 months, yeah, I got bored. And, you know, I could have gone one of two directions. I could have gone down the dark path, and I chose the light path of following my dream, which is having a YouTube channel and living by the ocean, and that has been the right choice, absolutely. So thanks for sharing that, Pamela. Is this much sargassum normal this time of year? No, this is a record year for sargassum, and it's been a nightmare. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Really, there have been more disastrous days than beautiful days this year, which really screws up my routine, because I like to go down to the beach in the morning, drink some mate, eat some bananas, meditate, stretch, and get in the water. And really, I think only maybe 20 days this year have been pristine for that. And we got OG Strong says, was in Tulum a couple weeks ago, and a lot of people from Oregon were there. Nice. My Oregonians are well-traveled for sure. I'm from Portland. Last place I lived was Salem, or I should say last place I owned a home was in Salem. Oregonians represent. Leaning Into says Speedo, yes. So, okay, so we have some Speedo fanatics in the chat today, and I haven't seen any negative Speedo remarks yet. So, Speedo and Bacalar, we'll find out in less than 2 weeks, guys. Yeah, good question. Adrian says, General Mills not doing so well. Are you buying dips of it? Yeah, I actually just sold. Thank you, Adrian, for bringing that up. I sold a put on General Mills, meaning I'm on the hook to buy 100 shares, and it looks like it will be assigned. So I'll be adding to my position. I kind of went through the analysis. Yes, earnings growth has stagnated and even gone slightly negative. But let's not forget this about General Mills, is that they own Blue Buffalo, and dog food is a $42 billion industry, and Blue Buffalo is the #1 in that space. So I still like General Mills long term. I think the dividend is safe, well covered by the cash flows. The cash flows look pretty strong. The margins are still coming in pretty strong. They're not overly compressed. It's just overall growth is stagnating, but I think that's more than priced in. I think the market's overdone it as Mr. Market typically does. So thank you for that question, Adrian. I'm a big fan of General Mills long-term in the dividend space, no doubt about it. Matt Maker, my buddy, finally showing up in the house. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. Any plans to return to Playa, or are you here right now? Please let me know. And sorry guys, I'm trying to keep up so many so many comments here. Yes, Birria La Treinta, 0991H says, you tried Birria de la Treinta. Yes, that was in my top tacos 2024 Playa, and I still love the spot. I love that they have nopales. I love the salsas. Man, the salsas are hard to beat at that spot. The only reason it didn't make it into my top birria spot last year is that the portions seem to have gotten smaller, and they're also a little bit greasy. I tend to feel a little bit bogged down after eating Birria La Treinta, and I was quite fed up, honestly, with the portions being inconsistent. I mean, when they put just a little spoonful of meat in there, I can eat like 11 of them, and I've got this rule: if I can eat more than 4 quesadillas, they're too small. Maybe 5, guys, because now I'm over 200 pounds again. But they're just too small and inconsistent. And actually, I had one of the waitresses over there step on my toe, and it really hurt, and she didn't even say sorry. So I was like, you know what? I got to find another birria spot, and I've been going to El Cielito Lindo since then, and they're less greasy. So, but I do like the mention there. Birria La Treinta is still probably top 3, top 4 in Playa. Eric Schwarm says, what's up? What's up, my dude? Pamela says, there is nothing wrong with thongs, Speedos, or nudies. Just live your best life and don't end up in jail. Okay, that's probably advice of the month award going to Pamela right there. That's really, all's well that ends well. If you don't end up in jail, you did it right. And honestly, like, I'm an advocate for women being able to be topless on the beaches. Some of these beaches here, women just go topless, and it seems to be completely widely accepted. And I think that if men are allowed to be topless, women should be allowed to be topless. But, caveat, if women are allowed to wear skimpy little bottoms and get sun on their thighs and their glutes, we should probably be able to do that too. And like, that's my thing, is I want vitamin D on my butt and on my thighs. So sue me, or please don't, actually. But so we got a lot of fire emojis in the comments, so awesome. Yeah, that's a great question. VMJ says, can someone live comfortable there on $30,000 a year retirement? So I'm going to break that down in tomorrow's video and kind of cover the percentage returns you'll want and how much you'll actually want and how much I live on in Playa and kind of why I stay on that budget. So all of that will be broken down, but short answer, yes. Just check out tomorrow's video on early retirement, how I retired at 34. And we'll kind of get into answering that question throughout the entire weekend. Saturday is my monthly budget video. Sunday, I'm going to show you guys a neighborhood in depth where you can actually live way under that $30,000 a year budget. Kira says, I'd love to send you something. I'm intrigued. Matt Maker, thanks, my brother. He says, I'm going to Oaxaca next. Good vibes from Map Maker. I actually met him in person twice, I think, maybe even 3 times. But he was coming out of the OXXO with a beer. And I'll never forget this moment because he's like, yeah, sometimes I just go into OXXO, or sorry, not OXXO, Chedraui. He was coming out of Chedraui Selecto with a beer, ice cold beer. And he's like, sometimes I just go into Chedraui to cool off and get the air conditioning, and he takes a drink of his beer. So good vibes, unforgettable moment there from Map Maker. Legend, bro. Where in Oaxaca are you going? Please let me know because I may follow in your footsteps. I've got the travel bug. I'm starting out by hitting Bacalar at the end of this month because I haven't been since last September. It was September of last year, but Oaxaca's on the list, so please let me know where you end up going. And thanks, my brother. Kevin Clattenburg in the house says, what's up? Such a good group today. What a heck of a group. We have 175 of us in the chat. Good Lord. Okay, we got Jeff says, just getting into investing, would love your take on it. Okay, well, you're gonna like the series coming up this weekend, and on tomorrow's video, just leave in the comments what you want for the next kind of investment theme, retire early video, and we'll deep dive into those things. Eric says, had a good showering on our Southwest PDX home today. Fingers crossed to get to PDC soon. Stay dry, brother, stay dry. Jill Ayers, always come back to Playa. Yeah, a lot of people say, oh, I'm leaving Playa, it's this or that, or the Sargassum or whatever. And then generally you see them back here within 3 to 5 months, if not sooner. A lot of people go to Oaxaca, Puerto Escondido, and then end up back in Playa. It's a magnetic spot with lots to offer. John Gerard was on a college swimming team. Speedos were second nature. Somehow more women in the crowd than men for some reason. Love Mexico. Absolutely, my dude. Well said. Appreciate you, John. We got Chad in the house, a fellow investing enthusiast, says, what's up, Rope Monster? Looking forward to hearing about what's next. Thanks, my brother. Kevin Clattenburg, Viva Mexico, amigo. Absolutely. Yeah, Tracy says, thank you. William and you together are hilarious. That's one of the things that really, thank you for saying that. And that's one of the things that really did kind of want me, it kind of pulled me toward Thailand, is William actually reached out and he's like, dude, you have to come to Thailand so we can do more videos together. And I'm inclined to say yes to him. A lot of you guys, Neil Stewart says, I follow William. Someone here says, try Merida. Merida is cool. Yeah, I'll definitely make a trip out there as I'm enjoying and getting to know more parts of Mexico. So many comments. Pamela, Ropey, please travel. Don't put it off. You never know what may happen. Do it while you can. Healthy, thriving, and can truly experience the area to explore without limits. Words of wisdom, and I lean toward that direction as well, Pamela. And I was banned by my medical team from flying for like a couple of months there, and I wasn't even supposed to go to Morocco. They told me not to fly, and I went anyway. And the feeling of not being able to fly, I was in quite a bit of pain over the Atlantic on the return flight. I was not doing well. And man, you are spot on, Pamela. Do it while you can. When I'm cleared to fly again, which should be very soon, and when I'm cleared to dive again, I am going to be jumping in with both feet. So thank you for sharing the words of wisdom. And I want to say thank you to Tom Volp, who kicked down some super thanks there. Thank you, my friend. I'm having trouble keeping up with all the love. So many of you, so kind. OG Freebird, wow, huge thanks to you. Says, love everything you do, brother. Keep it going. Here's a little something for the food, the beer, whatever, man. Love from Colorado. Wow. Guys, I'm being absolutely showered with love right now, and I can't thank you enough. And my humble apologies, too, for not being able to get to every single comment. I'm going hyper mode, and that's why I do the mate to get caffeinated. Pamela says, Ropey, I know it's difficult to visit TheRopeMonster, but when you do, please grab some treats or whatever that sweet soul may need. Any vet bills, please let me know. My 2 pups sending positive vibes. He's adopted soon to a person to spoil him. Pamela showing some absolute love to TheRopeMonster. For those of you who don't know, he's a fostered dog who I've been trying to find a home for, and we've been taking care of his vet bills and food as best we can, bringing him treats and bones, and even other subscribers have been going over and bringing him goodies and helping out. So Pamela, thank you so much. You guys are just too sweet. And I will go visit him. I had to take a little break. It was emotionally too hard not to bring him home, and you could see it in his eyes. He was like, why are you coming to visit me and then you leave? And it broke my heart every time that I would leave. So Jay Vino in the house. Hey, he caught a live. My brother Easton asks for a shout out. Easton, what's up, my dude? How you doing, brother? How does it feel to be 12 years old? Easton and his dad Jay made me that sweet TheRopeMonster jersey, and can't thank them enough. Really awesome people. Shout out to Easton and Jay over there in Nova Scotia. You guys are in Halifax. Chris DiNardo says, have you ever been to Mahawal? Looks like a cool village. I'm actually going there. That's on my upcoming travels. So thanks for reminding me, Chris. I'm going to be there doing probably a 3-night stay and filming some videos there. We got Map Maker kicking down again. Man, you guys are just showering me with love. He says, going to Oaxaca for 1 month in January, February from 2027. Wow, okay, nice trip, a month. And he says, mostly I'll be in Oaxaca City and I'll be visiting some mezcal farms. I will also spend 1 out of 4 weeks at one of the beach towns south of Oaxaca City. Okay, my friend, maybe we'll overlap. I'll see you over there. That would be really cool. Thank you for sharing your itinerary. Man, that sounds like a good trip. I think Oaxaca City definitely deserves a lot of attention. If nothing else, just for the food and the mezcal. And then I got a question from Dan. Is universal healthcare really coming to Mexico? Once again, I don't know. That's something I'll keep you guys posted on as I get more information. But right now, these days with AI, it's hard to tell what's real and what's not, because you can just kind of put words in people's mouths and turn them into puppets. Kira Crook says, Jay Vino Easton is my daughter's name. That's a pretty cool name. honestly, I like that name as well for a girl. That's a cute name. But it's also pretty masculine for a man, so don't worry about that, Easton. Tinderbox Bakery says, love your content. Thank you, my friend. Jill Ayers shouting out, giving Pamela some love. Thank you for helping the pup. What a community, guys. And this is one of the main reasons that I stay here in Playa del Carmen, is the community and how everybody looks out for everybody. Soon upcoming, I'm going to be doing a top 3 pizza spots Playa del Carmen, and we're going to do something a little bit different in that video. I'll actually be going around gifting a lot of the pizza from the video, because come on guys, I eat way too much. I've got more. The cup metaphorically is overflowing, so I'll be giving the gift of pizza and then asking folks in the street what they think of the pizza and which one is number one for them. So it really is all about community and taking care of each other. Yeah, Pizza Renzo is fantastic. Jamie, thanks for mentioning Pizza Renzo. As far as a 30 peso slice of pizza, it's hard to beat. And you know what? I don't think that they haven't raised their price in quite some time. It's been 30 pesos for, gosh, 3 or 4 years. It was 25 pesos, but they haven't gotten caught into this raising the price every single year kind of trap like a lot of restaurants here are now doing. So Renzo for the win, and Renzo himself is just a great dude. He still comes out and plays volleyball sometime, and he doesn't hold back. He critiques. He's like, you're doing it wrong, Ropey, you know? So anyway, Jill Ayers says, cool idea with the pizza. Someone here giving shout out to Augustina, saying hi to Augustina. We got Rich says, real pizza or New York style. I like that. I like the little jab there. When did you move down to Mexico? Full time, it's been 3 years in Playa, guys. But I've been coming down here pretty constantly since started coming down in 2017, got divorced, and basically have been down here the better part of my life since then. So it's been a while, over probably 7 total years spent in Mexico. My first trip to Mexico, though, was when I was, I think, 18 years old, guys. I drove my 86 Camaro to northern Baja, and yeah, it took some cojones, but I did it, and I stayed in northern Baja and San Felipe for a while and absolutely fell in love with the people. My Spanish was atrocious at that time, yet people took me in during the holidays. I became kind of uncle to a lot of families, and so thanks for that question. Gary says, love to retire there, Spanish needed. The Spanish will come if you apply yourself. One thing I wanted to talk about in upcoming videos is the magic number is 3 to 5 years to achieve anything. This has been true for me. When I realized that, it was life-changing. And Spanish was pretty much the first example of that. I dedicated myself to learning the language. I wanted to give my full attention to that for 3 to 5 years, and I learned it. I went back to university. I studied it on a college level as well. But the same is true for building an investment portfolio, becoming an expert investor, getting a degree. So you'll get the Spanish, Gary. You'll get it. It'll come. Just commit to it, and you'll find ways to learn it. I did a video about that well over 1.5 years ago in Mexico City on how I learned Spanish. And I think I highlighted like 8 main ways, and then I hit you guys with bonus material. Like always, I hit you with like 3 bonuses. And one of them was listening to Banda, riding around in my car, listening to the Mexican radio station. And that's kind of how I learned the slang and the spoken language. And also trained my tongue, because I would try to start singing, like learning the choruses. And I couldn't do that with my tongue before learning Spanish, making a taco out of my tongue. Funny how that works. You speak Spanish, then you can turn your tongue into a taco and eventually do the double R. It's a process, guys, and it's a multi-pronged approach to learn Spanish. Pamela's like, love seeing the live numbers climbing for you. Let's go. Love it, Pamela. Yeah, it's a good feeling. It just means the community is getting stronger and stronger and growing, and it means we can do more and more good. I was at Buzo's last night. We have a billiards group, just a few friends of mine at Buzo's, and we did a toy drive there in conjunction with a couple of different organizations, and over 700 toys were raised, and a lot of you brought toys to drop off there. So that's one example of the community growing and doing good things. So it is cool to see these numbers growing. Imagine what's possible next year and in coming months and years, how many people we can help. William Taudian, actually, William had this thing called Pizza Rescue, and he would drive around giving away pizza, I think, to homeless people when he lived in Texas. And he mentioned wanting to restart something like that. So if and when William comes back to Playa, we're going to be doing a lot of philanthropy kind of things revolving around just getting pizza in the bellies of people. But also, guys, volunteering at the high schools, things like that. It's a lot of fun. We got Trevor and Ocean Simmons in the house. Good to see you guys. Did you change your handle? It says 2 tickets trip. I like that handle, guys. So hopefully I'll see you guys soon. We got Colleen says, love Buzos. And a big shout out to EBT Norman. Thank you, my friend, for the kindness there. So sweet, so generous. And Mike says, can I get a shout out to my wife, Cindy G, trying to get her back to Playa. What's up, Cindy G? We got to get you back to Playa. It shouldn't be a tough sell. But maybe we can continue to give her shout outs in future videos until she comes back. Sophia, thank you, sweetheart. You're always just showing me the love. She says for Pizza Rescue. So yeah, as I mentioned, guys, in the top 3 pizza video, we're going to be giving away a lot of pizza. We did that at a subscriber meetup, but we were giving away the pizza to subscribers, and Renzo let me behind the counter and I was handing out pizza. That was also a lot of fun. Food is love, and if food is love, then pizza is like love on steroids, because pizza is like the best food. It's a crowd pleaser. Gary says, we were there on the 25th. My 10-year-old son wants to challenge you to that Wagyu burger. Okay. 10-year-old son, sounds like he's got an appetite on him. It says that gluten-free place had a lot of garden oasis. I think you're talking about Cueva del Chango. That is a fantastic restaurant. And I want to circle back to Sophia here. Sophia, always showing so much love here on the channel. I think you've commented on almost every video I've ever uploaded, at least in the last couple of years. You've been here in the community for a while. So guys, leave Sophia some love. Thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate you. And your good vibes, constant good vibes from Sophia in the comments. I know that sometimes there's controversial things or this or that, and Sophia's always bringing the positive vibes. Gary says, love your trip videos, Cozumel ferry trip. And speaking of that, thank you, Gary. I actually met some subscribers in person today on 5th Avenue when I was on my way to the spa. And they had just gotten back from Holbox, and they said they really enjoyed my Holbox videos. So they figured out kind of how to get there and then where to go and the tricks for Punta Mosquito and things like that. So I will be doing a lot more of these trip adventure travel videos throughout Mexico. Bill's Bear in the house. What's up, my friend? How you doing? Good to see you, and thank you for the kindness there. Jamie MD as well. You guys are just showering me with love today. Just can't believe this community and the kindness. 2 tickets trip. We got Ocean and Trevor giving some love to Sophia there. Thank you guys for showing her some love. Yeah, radio. I was actually mentioning Chihuahua, or Chihuahua, as the Chihuahuenses tend to say, is Chihuahua. I will be heading to Chihuahua and doing a Chepe train trip, which that'll be an expensive adventure to really do it right. That train, Chepe, is quite expensive, especially for a first class ticket. But man, does it look like a lifetime, like journey of a lifetime, adventure of a lifetime. And I know a lot of Mexicans save up until they're retired to do that trip. So that would be an absolute privilege. I love a good train ride. whether it's Train Maya or something else, but that looks next level. Copper Canyon train as well looks fantastic, but the Chepe and Chihuahuas on the list for this summer, guys. And M. Winnick showing me some love there as well. He says, just signed my 1-year lease for September. Smart, my dude. Signing a lease in September is a really good time to do it. You tend to get those low season septiembre, not septiembre, but septiembre. If you know, you know, you get those prices. So good work, my friend. Looking forward to having you as a neighbor. What neighborhood did you sign your lease in? Please let me know. We got Kira Crook says, can you tell us how you chose the name Rope Monster? Yes, that's a quick story. So I was doing, this whole thing started as kind of a fitness thing to empower men. And I was doing battle ropes in my dad's yard. And some buddies of mine, fast forward, I had some videos on Instagram show up, and I was doing battle ropes, had some buddies show up, and they were watching me do battle ropes, and I didn't realize they were there, and I was just going crazy on the ropes, heavy battle ropes, like the big ones, 2-inch in diameter. And they were like, man, you're a monster on those ropes. And I was trying to come up with a handle for the new concept. This channel basically started out as just battle ropes. And so I was driving one day, I saw the Monster Energy thing, it said Monster, and then I was like, Rope Monster, and I remembered what my buddies were saying, how you're a monster on the ropes, and I was like, Rope Monster. And of course, in the beginning, people were like, that's a really dumb name, and then it stuck. And then of course, the channel evolved into what it is today, and I kept the name. I wouldn't dream of changing the name. So Rope Monster, that's how it started, battle ropes. I've had some subscribers go to some dark places with that one. I ran into one lady in Pizza Renzo, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm into ropes too. I do, you know, she was talking about like dungeon, and I was like, whoa, let me stop you right there. It's a fitness thing, guys. This is a family show. So, always fun to answer that question. Ropey, looking for a traditional Mayan restaurant for tomorrow night as my friends are heading back to the States on Sunday. Thoughts? Guys, please help Tom out with a traditional Mayan restaurant suggestion. I'm drawing a blank, but I'm going to give it some thought. It's going to be in my mind there. Jill Ayers loving the conversation there. So Double Up says, is this a good time to come to Playa? Many people in 30s to live. Yeah, I mean, it's always a good time to come to Playa. It's getting a little hotter now. So in the coming weeks, the temperatures are actually going up. The nighttime temps as night falls are getting warmer. And thank you again, Jamie MD, appreciate you. And there's Sargassum, but that comes and goes. So it's pretty hit and miss there, but you've got cenotes, you've got fantastic restaurants, nightlife. There's actually some great craft breweries here if you're good into beers. We've got Chela de Playa and a couple other ones. So there's a lot to love about Playa del Carmen. I think it's a good time to be here because the main peak tourism has passed. So you're getting more of a laid back vibe. It's a lot of fun right now in April. Brooklyn in the house. What's up, Stefan? How you doing, brother? So many questions, guys. I'm trying to go back and get to all of them. Gary says mystery solved with the name. Haha, yeah. Now you know, guys, battle ropes. That's how the Rope Monster was born. And also, guys, I grew up climbing with my dad. And so if you go onto my Instagram, check me out on Instagram, The Rope Monster, at The Rope Monster. And you go back a ways through my reels. There's one that says how it all started, and that was climbing with my dad. And there's some photos of us climbing up Mount Bear Hat when I think I'm 8 years old with my dad. And that's a pretty serious hike in and a pretty serious climb. And we're roped up, and I'm, you know, going up this. I'm too light to kick steps, so my dad's kicking steps in the snow for me. And so that's a pretty cool one there. I got to give love to my dad for putting this adventurous spirit, kind of instilling that in me. And climbing mountains at 6 years old and 8 years old will do that. We also climbed Mount Oberlin when I was 6. So thank you, Dad, for that. M. Winnick, shower me with some more love, says 14th Norte and 30th Calica area, I believe. Okay, that's a good spot. Love it over there. Love it over there. So yeah, you're centrally located, you're close to some fantastic restaurants. Good choice, my friend. And signing a 1-year lease, nice commitment. Please let us know in the comments why you chose Playa. I think a lot of folks would be interested in hearing why exactly Playa. Thunder Bay, Ontario. Todd in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, Double Up says, I hear it gets quieter around now. That's true. Going into late April, into May and June, it gets more quiet. And there's just like a level of calm here for sure. That's a lot of fun. Same goes for Bacalar. I love Bacalar going into low season. The lagoon, the Pueblo, it's all a little bit more quiet, and just such a beautiful time to visit Cozumel, Bacalar, and Isla Mujeres, for that matter, is probably getting a little more quiet at this time as spring break quiets down. We got Winnipeg in the house. Hugo says, you ever been to Canada? Yes, I've been to Canada, and love Canada. Been through there quite a few times. My grandparents had a summer home in Montana. We had a lot of friends from Alberta. We used to go up to Waterton Lakes National Park. We also took a drive, me and my dad, brother, and girlfriend when I was very young, all the way up to Skagway, Alaska. So I got a chance to get to know Yukon Territory, deep North British Columbia. What a beautiful country, beautiful province, British Columbia, gorgeous. Bills Bear, thank you, my friend, showing me tons of love. He says, please give a shout out to my wife, Christina. What's up, Christina? How you doing? Big Rope Monster hug. He says she loves watching your videos. We're going to be in PDC in a couple weeks. Hopefully we come across each other. Thank you both, and it would be an absolute pleasure to meet you both, Christina. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. You're always in the comments section, always watching the videos, and it means the world to me. So I would absolutely love to meet up with you guys. You say couple weeks in PDC. Let me know what you think about a Cozumel subscriber meetup. I was thinking about doing one at Hemingway. They got that big massive burger, and Hemingway is right on the water, so we could swim, we can have happy hour. They have a really good happy hour margarita, which I believe is still only 70 pesos. So let me know about a Cozumel meetup if that works for you guys. You say a couple weeks, and so I'm kind of thinking about planning this subscriber meetup for early May. If that works for you guys, please let me know. Jill, giving my dad some love. Jill Ayer says, thank you, Ropey's dad. You raised a great man. Thank you, Jill. And my dad really sacrificed a lot to do a good job with me and my brother. We could have easily fallen through the cracks. We actually didn't have, we had some bumpy times in our childhood, and my dad put up with a lot of crap from me, as you can probably imagine. So thank you, Jill, for giving my dad some love. He did not give up on me, and he sure as hell could have. But I guess that's what dads do. They just keep going, at least good dads. So, and I had that in spades, so, and still do, thank God. Kira Crook says, BC here. Rich says, we chose PDC as a good mix of affordable and welcoming to expats who don't speak the language well. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Rich, for sharing that. Really appreciate that. Wow, we got Derek says, I paddled from Skagway to Vancouver Island. That is nuts. That is absolutely insane. I would love to hear more about that. Do you have a channel or anywhere that you shared that journey? Because, man, that is legendary. Yeah, British Columbia is well represented here. BC for the win. Stop by the Elements, say hi, Frank and Navita. Awesome. I will do that. I walk by the Elements all the time on my way to Cocoa Beach. Pamela giving some advice here. Stay away from Tower C due to construction. Had to medically evacuate due to dust. Nosebleeds lasting over 4 hours. Issues breathing. That's Ipana Tower C. Thank you, Pamela. You are a wealth of knowledge, and thank you for looking out for the community, because Ipana is a beautiful place, but that construction has no end in sight. Right next to Chedraui, the part closest to Chedraui, they're building next to a loft. So that is a huge heads up there from Pamela. Thank you, sweetheart. Jamie MD says, I hope we get to see you next April. God willing, I will be here, Jamie. You know I love Playa, and I'll be here, and I'll be doing more and more subscriber meetups now that I've got my health back. And I do want to give my humble apologies for not being able to put together any good meetups the last couple of months because of the surgery and the sinus stuff. I know it was a bummer for a lot of folks, but that's just the way life goes sometimes. You got to be healthy before you can do those kinds of things, unfortunately. And then my follow-up appointments were kind of random, so I wasn't able to schedule anything recently. But I'll be around, Jamie. Looking forward to meeting you guys and hanging out. I love this. Brea says, hi, Justin Timberlake's brother. I have not gotten the Justin Timberlake comment for years, and it must be because I'm back up over 200 pounds. When I was in my early 20s, and I would kind of dress kind of dapper and be like, you know, looking jacked, and people would do the Justin Timberlake thing. I would get that whether I was in Vegas or Portland. So anyway, you just brought a pretty big laugh out of me there. LVC commenting live says, how safe is it to walk back to the hotel near Walmart at 3 a.m. from Cocobongo? Pretty safe. I mean, there's obviously, I can't guarantee anything, but that part of Playa is incredibly safe. It's also well patrolled by the local PD, and the local PD, I got to give them some love. They've been doing a great job lately. The corruption levels have gone down, and the quality of the patrols has gone way up. So I've actually walked, there's an ADO alternate station near there, and I've walked home from there getting back from Belize very late at night and had zero problems. So hopefully that answers your question. We got a handyman says, greetings from Vail, Colorado. Love Colorado. What's up, Colorado? And let's see what else we got. We got Eva. I hope I'm saying that. Eva 8580 says, love all your videos. Greetings from British Columbia. My dad Frank got to meet you last week. Shout out to Frank. Thanks for showing us Cielito Lindo. Yeah, BC guys, Frank, I remember meeting Frank, and man, Cielito Lindo's a vibe, so I'm glad you got to try that spot. And guys, let's just show Frank some love here in the comments, and keep giving love to the dads out here making things happen. So yeah, it was an absolute pleasure to meet you, Frank, if you're watching this. Thanks, my friend. British Columbia just vibes today from BC, so loving that. Part of that, I think, is the time of day we're doing this live stream. It's still an opportune time in BC. Of course, we're missing the folks in the UK right now because it's so late there. So we got Derek Crook says, I'll see you next January. January is a great time to come down, the peak of high season. Chattahoochee in the house here says, I don't think I could do it now. Yeah, Inuvik, Northwest Territory for 10 years. That's brutal, brother. That is cold. Let me know how you got through that. Were you drinking moonshine, or what exactly was going on there? PDC for us near Cancun Airport. Easy to grab ferry to Cozumel for diving. People are amazing. Plus, where else can you swim in cenote and the beach in the same day? Basically perfection. Yeah, Pamela, spot on there. Thank you for sharing basically why you chose PDC. We got Just the Heart says, hey, Rope Monster. There was a taco place where I had amazing wood-fired tacos on 5th Avenue. If it was on the north side of 5th Avenue, would you know where it is? Man, I'm trying to place that. Let us know if anyone can think of which spot that is. We got Oberlina in the house. Says, hey, Ropey, nice to see you live. Guys, I think I'm going to try to move back a little bit more into the light here momentarily. We are over an hour and 8 minutes into this live, and it has just flown by. It has been a fun one, guys. We've had a record number of folks in the live, at least for quite a while. I think we've hit over 200 at one time in the past, but we were up near that today. This has been a lot of fun. And thank you, Jamie MD, for understanding. Jason Huffman says, hello, I'll be there Saturday. There was a place to get natural mosquito repellent. Is it still open? They actually closed, guys, but look up Diosa Vegana. Diosa Vegana is over in the Gonzalo Guerrero Hollywood area, right in the center, and they should have a natural insect repellent mosquito spray. Luckily, the mosquitoes have not been bad yet, but they will probably get worse going into the low season, into rainy season, as it gets more humid and rainy. Backdrop looking good at night. Yeah, I love where I live, guys. Salford Jack says here, are you around 5th Avenue tonight? I may take a stroll here after this live stream, guys, so if you're on 5th, keep an eye out for me. I may bring my mate and take a little stroll so that I can get to meet some of you live and in person. I have not yet had dinner, so I may go out and find some dinner as well. Maybe go to El Niero or one of my favorite taco picks. Thank you, Jamie MD. She says, you look jacked. I've been putting in so much work on my health and fitness this year, so feels good. Jamie, thank you, my friend, for that. Been really hitting the weights, and it was hard after the surgery. I just got cleared to get back in the gym, so I've done just that. And shout out to Augustina. She helped keep me well fed and nourished. During my downtime, I wasn't supposed to leave the apartment because of dust, risk of infection, sunshine, and she would go over to El Cielito Lindo and get me a liter of consomme, which they would gift me because they're so kind and sweet to me at Cielito Lindo. And I would drink that whole liter of consomme. I would do yogurt, and then Augustina also made me some homemade chicken soups. So very, very sweet. And I managed to maintain my weight, which I did not think. I thought I would lose weight. So we got Derek says pirate is awesome. We got Briel just says meow. El Pirata. Let me know, guys, has El Pirata picked it back up? For a while, they were really legendary and really good, and then the quality kind of went down, and it seems like maybe the quality's back up. I walked by there today, actually, and it smelled really, really good, so I might have to go back to El Pirata, give them another chance. Thank you, Tony Leonardo says, love all the videos and information. Thanks, guys. I really try to keep the value coming where I find it. Hey, Eileen says, hi, Rope Monster. I made it to your live. Good to see you here, Eileen. Much love to you. I know it's getting a little dark, but we're still going at it. An hour and 12 minutes strong into this live stream. Bippenbrock says, if you can add a couple days to Bacalar, you should try and visit the Calakmul ruins. What an experience. Okay, Bippenbrock, bringing that to my attention. Thank you for bringing the value there. I did not know about that. So this is why we have the lives in the community, is just we all learn from each other. Yeah, I'm home in my home base right now, South Side. Johnny asking if I'm at home base. Yep, here in Playa at my home base. Frank for the win. Frank the Tank. We got Wolf Den says, coming back to PDC next April. You've made it to our favorite. You've made it our favorite place. Muchísimo gracias. Thank you, Wolf Den, for showing me some love right there. So kind of you, my friend. Yeah, PDC, this community just keeps getting tighter and tighter and continues to grow. And I noticed one of the subscriber meetups we did at Ceviche Corazon for the day before Halloween last year, there was well over 130 subscribers showed up for that, and the owner at the end gave me a big hug and insisted that I accept his shot of mezcal, and he's given me we've become friends after that because so many subscribers showed up. So the evidence is mounting that this community is becoming an unstoppable force for good, and man, it's been great. Yeah, it's getting dark. Jamie says, time to go for a walk and for food. You're losing light. Take us to your 5th Ave or chill and eat. Guys, I would actually bring you along on my walk down 5th for the live stream, but unfortunately what's happened here in Playa, and I'll see if I can, I don't want to lose signal by moving, but I'm going to try to go into the light. If I lose you guys, my apologies. But there's not strong enough signal anymore here in Playa to live stream from 5th anymore, or from around town. So that's been an absolute bummer, but that's the way it goes. And the infrastructure, the Telcel signal has gotten weaker. It used to be there were some dead zones on 38th and certain parts of 5th. Even Pizza Renzo was a dead zone, and now it's like I can't live stream from it, well, unless I have Wi-Fi basically, which really, really sucks. But here we are anyway. So we got Jill says, Augustina, thank you for helping TheRopeMonster when he was down. Yeah, down but never out, and that's in large part because of the community and the friendships that I have here. And man, a few of my friends really just, they always show up, whether it's my buddy Jeremiah, Warren, Peter, so on and so forth. So many good folks, and we all show up for each other, and that's you can't put a price on that. I gotta pour myself another mate. I'm getting parched. And guys, I know for sure that I've missed some of your questions and comments, and my apologies, but I love each and every one of you guys. It's just they're coming in faster than I can keep up. Eileen says, what surgery did you have? Sorry, been out of the loop. Been busy lately. No problems, Eileen. It was a deviated septum in 2 places that they straightened out. And there was a polyp or a growth in my sinus. And it was making me pretty miserable. And it blocked all of my sinuses on this side. So I wasn't able to fly anymore. I wasn't able to dive. And I was not sleeping well because I was not breathing through my nose. So I would have dreams or nightmares about drowning. So anyway, I got that squared away in Cancun. Fantastic Cuban specialists up there. Shout out Dr. Amable Campes, sweet dude. Jay Vino says, a live while out dining, always a good time. Absolutely. I'll have to start doing live streams from the restaurants where I have Wi-Fi and stuff, just to keep the scenery changing. Yeah, the signal, Jamie MD confirms the signal has been trash. What's up, Katarina? Good to see you here. Rich says, don't go into the light. Yeah, no kidding, man. Words of wisdom. M. Winnick says, is World Gym worth the cost? Yeah, World Gym is a beautiful, beautiful gym, especially if you're more bodybuilder oriented, you're more into weightlifting. It's not necessarily a cardio gym. It's really where you would go if you're wanting to just get and stay yoked, as it were. Pamela Ropey, when we're back in the fall, definitely meetup party for TheRopeMonster Familia. No doubt, Pamela, can't wait. Keep me posted on your travel plans. As always, would love to do a meetup. Good to see you as well, World SU in the house. We got Richard, Barry, Fern. The move you did puts you much better in the spotlight. Yeah, I was losing light there. The lighting was perfect, then it wasn't perfect. Now I'm here, now the lighting's perfect again. Pretty sweet how that worked out. Gary says, how is Pup Monster? Did he get adopted? I don't believe he's gotten adopted yet. I'm due for a visit. Because of the operation, I haven't been out for a couple weeks to see him, but I will be out there shortly at Cafe Siete Sur. Maybe even do a live stream from there if the signal's strong enough, so you can all get a good look at Pup Monster, and we can bring the goods from Pamela's contribution over to Sweet Pup Monster. And Chattahoochee says, great to see you on the live again. Chattahoochee out. Good to see you, brother. Take it easy. Stay warm. Yeah, it's a lot, Eileen, but you know, I mean, we all gotta face this stuff, surgeries, challenges, medical stuff. It's not really a matter of if, but when. And man, Hugo says, when you getting married? Not anytime, Hugo. I've already done that. I've been married once. I don't want to say once was enough. We'll see. You never know what the future holds, but I've managed to not get remarried. Been about 7 years, and man, I've kind of just enjoyed doing what I want, when I want, with whom I choose, and that's been a really cool thing. Not to say I won't ever get remarried. Jeffem says, love your live streams. Thanks, brother. I'm really enjoying them too. I wasn't doing them because I haven't had good signal, but doing them when I have Wi-Fi is a lot of fun. Just the value, the knowledge that we share. Jamie MD says, great background. Yeah, that worked out really well. The lighting's incredible. I could be filming videos up here at night. Yeah, the palm tree and the vibe. I love living in this neighborhood, guys. And actually at the end of tomorrow's video, I link a tour of the neighborhood where I live, so you can check that out. Sausilha, spoiler alert, is pretty much my favorite neighborhood in Playa. I love it over here. We got Tony Leonardo says, any thoughts on the Fives downtown rooftop pool? I mean, I've heard it's fantastic. I haven't actually stayed there, Tony, but hopefully anyone who's stayed at the Fives can let Tony know. I've heard nothing but good things. So Jill says, Ropey, you're becoming the Prince of Playa. Doing great work. Have a great night on 5th. Thank you, Jill. Much love to you. Jill Ayers, sounds like you're out for the night. Appreciate you so much, sweetheart. We got Boiling Frogs. What a handle. And Boiling Frogs has kicked down $2 for TheRopeMonster. Thank you, my friend. So sweet, and love the handle. We talked about that last live stream a little bit, guys. The some of the handles that you guys have are just fantastic. Coming to Cancun May 1st, Emily, awesome. Yeah, I just dropped that taco video, impromptu video, but I had my camera with me in my bag and I didn't realize it. And when I realized I had my camera and how delicious those tacos were, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna film this. So yeah, we got, how many drones have you gone through? Derek Crook, what a great question. And I am a proud drone dad when I say that I still have my original Dronaldo, the DJI Mini 3 drone. I crashed him in the jungle near Sacnicte, Cenote Sacnicte, and I was flying backwards and up, filming Julian jumping off a platform. I clipped a branch, and luckily I was going fast enough that the momentum of Dronaldo carried him into the jungle right on the cliff's edge. If he fell in the water, it would have been game over. And Julian and we went into the jungle shirtless to find him and almost got lost. We got a bunch of cuts, insect bites, and Julian spotted little Dronaldo. We rescued him. He had a little dangling arm, and I took him to the gadget shop on Constituyentes, just west of 10th Avenue on the bottom floor, and they fixed his little arm for I think 11 or 1200 pesos, maybe even 1,000 pesos. And I remember I was so happy when they said they could repair him that I went out and bought Pizza Renzo. I ate my fill, and then I gifted a few slices to the kids selling marquesitas to celebrate. So no, I've only had the one drone. Very proud of that. Thank you, Jeffem says that's a great backdrop. Yeah, this is a beautiful building in general, and the lighting is way better than I thought it would be for this. So we got Jeffem confirms love Sausilha. Eileen says doing UV therapy for my eczema. I live in PDC, probably don't need to go to hospital to do UV therapy. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if are you doing red light therapy? But either way, whatever you're doing, best wishes to you on the eczema stuff. That can be frustrating. Sometimes dietary changes help, sometimes not. I used to have pretty bad eczema as a kid. I think a lot of it was stress related. Jeremy says, do you just do stocks now for income? So I'll cover more of that in tomorrow's video on how I retired at 34. I'll get more into that. But yeah, I mostly rely on my portfolio. That portfolio was designed to support me in retirement, and it does just that. We got Nature Joe says, I'll be down in PDC in Cozumel in June. Okay, so Pamela, yeah, you did stay at the Fives, that's right. And you said, Tony, I've stayed there, it's okay, but I expect a better vibe. You're better off at one of the beachfront scenes with pool, food, and drinks. Okay, thank you, Pamela, as always, a wealth of knowledge. And thank you, Pamela, for sticking around basically for the whole live stream. We are blessed to have you here, and you have really, really hit us with a ton of knowledge. Wolf Den kicking down for Pup Monster as well. Thank you so much, Wolf Den. Pup Monster is going to be getting a lot of treats in the coming days. I might even get out there tomorrow or Saturday and see if I can live stream from there. We got Mele Scobar. She says, Mele says, thanks for all your awesome info. We hope to be there next year. Thank you so much for the love and the support of the channel. It's my pleasure to keep bringing the info. It's been an absolute blessing to have built this community and have you here as a part of it. So thank you, Mele. Appreciate you so much. Derek Crook says, I thought drones had GPS locators. If not, why not AirTag it? Well, I didn't AirTag it because I didn't even know what an AirTag was at the time of the crash. And then also, the GPS out there in the jungle, in the thick jungle, the signal was lost. And so that's really great when it works, and then when it doesn't work, it sucks. And then also the camera was just basically facing the ground in the shrubbery. Guys, go back and check that video out. I actually used the footage from the crash in that video, and there was kind of a dramatic moment. Randy the diver, shout out Randy the diver, he was there in the water when Dronaldo crashed, and he was in the water filming Julian jumping. I was flying the drone, and then Randy filmed the moment when I crashed the drone and told Julian when Julian came up from the water. So it was this whole cinematic, well-documented moment, and we utilized all the footage, and it became a pretty sweet video. And we actually show some really cool cenotes in that back-to-back series. We went to Yacun, Los Buos, Sacnicte. So if you're into cenotes, type Rope Monster and cenote, and it should probably come up, and you'll see the actual footage from the crash. Good night to you, Kira Crook. Really appreciate you. And thank you so much for looking forward to the next videos. You guys are why I do the videos, of course. So thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate you and sweet dreams. Playa Jim says the Reef 28 has a better rooftop pool if you want to go that route. Yeah, the Reef 28 sometimes has really good deals. James Watt, subscriber and now really good friend, stayed there a couple times during the pandemic and got ridiculous deals. So anyway, Reef 28 rooftop is a vibe, no doubt. R. Lemieux says, thank you for the excellent info. My pleasure, my friend, and thank you. Okay, Pamela says, FYI, I remember Ropey calling the fives bougie on one of his videos. It's far from bougie. Okay, thanks for clarifying that. Now we know. Gary Linklater says, thank you for all you do. Got to get back to work. Northern Alberta in the tar sands. Wow, brother, take good care of yourself. Please be safe. That's no joke up there. Yeah, that's next level. You're a tough one. Playa Jim, yes, I've heard positive things about the reef, says Pamela. Yeah. Rainier. Okay, and then we got Mike says, saw your vid of Phantom Suites, stayed there, great location. Jeffem, you already saw that video with the drone crash, it seems. He says that was a great video. And then Rainier 19 says, it's still a good time of year to head down. I'm 28, my girlfriend broke up with me and I need to get the F away. Are there any younger people down there? Yes. Brother, come on down, and sorry to hear about the breakup, but you know what? Sometimes the good things are the things that seem bad. The best things that ever happened to you sometimes seem like a nightmare in the beginning, but I have a feeling you're gonna land on your feet. And to answer your question, yes, this is a great community. There's a lot of single people. There's a lot of dancing, bachata, dating, beach volleyball, so many good things for you to come occupy yourself with. And I'd love to meet you, grab a coffee, grab a beer, whatever, and make sure that you're okay. But it'll pass and you'll be good, bro. He says, should I just rent an Airbnb to myself down there? You can do Airbnb. You might find better deals on booking.com. I've had a lot of luck with booking, but at any rate, man, come on down. I have a feeling Playa will cheer you right up. My brother came down recently after losing his job, and he absolutely loved it down here. So this tends to be a good place to come recover from whatever golpes de la vida, whatever hardships you may be facing. Nature Joe says, love those cenote videos. They were a lot of fun. Really hoping to do more with Randy the Diver and Julian next year. Randy the Diver was down here, but I was in Morocco for part of his trip. And then I was going through the sinus stuff when he was down here, so we didn't get to dive. They went and did a night dive or a night free diving and snorkeling, but I couldn't make it because of the sinus stuff. Hey, Playa Jim. Oh, that is James Watt. Okay, so he changed his handle. It's James W. So we do have Jim in the house. What's up, Playa Jim? I like the new handle. Mandy Gross says, or Mandy Goss says, your information and insight is nothing short of awesome. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate you. Rio Reaction says, you speak Spanish really well, bro. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Okay, guys, we got Colleen signing out. Good to see you, Colleen. Derek Crook. Where is Kiera from? Not related. I was wondering about that. You guys both had the Crook last name. I mean, maybe you are related and you just don't know it. Yeah, we'll have to see. I think she left. Let's see if she answered. Pamela says, oh, hey, James. Guys, what a live stream. Okay, I think it's already 8 o'clock. I got to go get some food. This is an 1.5 hour long live stream, close to a record. And man, we did it. I'm gonna have one more mate and let you guys get in your last thoughts, any last questions or comments or shout outs amongst each other, anything you have. Yeah, sorry for that, Jim. He says I had to change my handle because you kept saying my full name. I'll try to stop doing that now. Glad I didn't have my social in my previous handle. Yeah, smart. Sorry, bro. Number. Thank you, Overlena. Appreciate you. Good night to you as well. I am huge into dividend stocks. Jeremy, look out for tomorrow's video. That was the big announcement, is this whole weekend I have a series. Tomorrow's video is how I retired at 34. Spoiler alert, we're going to be talking a little bit about dividend stocks in there. So yeah, I'm going to dinner, guys. See you in the next one. Pamela, always good vibes. Guys, thank you to everyone who showed me some love, who showed TheRopeMonster some love, Pamela, and everybody else. OG Freebird, so much love to you, my friend. OG Freebird, if you're still here in the chat, thank you so much for the kindness, sharing me some love for food and beer and whatever, and love from Colorado. So thank you, my friend. I really appreciate the love and the good vibes. OG Freebird. Incredibly generous, and Pamela, incredibly generous. All of you guys. Marcella, still live. Yes, it's been an 1 hour and 32-minute live. So wow, what a live stream. Chris DiNardo leaving some good night wishes to everyone. Thank you, Tracy, as well. Mele, I hope I'm saying that right. Mel Escobar. I'm guessing it's Melanie, but let me know. Mel Escobar showing some love as well. Thank you, Mel. She says, bye. Hope to meet up next year when we get there. Absolutely. Looking forward to it. We'll be having subscriber meetups and tons of funsies. Godspeed. I thought you were going to say Speedo there for a minute, Gary, but Godspeed. And yeah, no editing required on the live streams. We just keep it real. I'm glad you found me and this community as well, Mosaic. Thanks for being here. Marcella, thank you. She says, enjoy your food, handsome. See you soon. Rich, man, the love just keeps coming. So guys, all right, I'll leave you there. Much love, and thanks again for everything. Playa vibes, and until next time, guys, check out the videos this weekend. I worked hard on them to bring you the value as I try to keep doing. So thank you, guys. Hey, Rick, good to see you, Rick B. Man, positive community vibes. See you in the next one. Appreciate you all. Much love. TheRopeMonster out. Hey.